We're pulling down the curtains on November, and well, this is our last Friday together for this month. And it also means we're closing off Youth Month. Throughout November, our Jamaica Magazine packages have introduced you to some amazing young people who are ready to lead a bright future for our nation. In today's show, as we continue to honor the efforts of our promising minds, we want to look at some of government initiatives that are being used to bolster the support for our youth. There's so much ahead. I'm Audrey Williams, taking you through today's Jamaica Magazine. As always, welcome.
Do you know what a disability is? A permanent loss of function in any part of your body is called a disability. Some people are born that way. Others get a disability because of an illness or an accident. This doesn't have to prevent you from living a full life. The Disabilities Act will protect your right to work, raise families, or do business like anyone else. Visit jcpdja.com. A message from the JCPD, an agency of the Ministry of Labour and Social Security.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Friday, November 26, 2021. Jamaica's economic outlook continues to witness confidence from key financial agencies as Moody's Investors Service has affirmed the country's long-term issuer and senior unsecured ratings at B2, with the outlook remaining stable. According to a statement from the Ministry of Finance, this reflects expectations that the deterioration in Jamaica's debt metrics caused by the effects of the pandemic are temporary, given the country's strong commitment to fiscal consolidation. Moody's expects Jamaica's debt burden to begin declining in the 2021-22 fiscal year, with a programmed primary balance of 6% of GDP this fiscal year. Additionally, Moody's indicates that government revenues have recovered quickly and should return to pre-pandemic levels by fiscal year 2022-23, aided by the easing of COVID-19 containment measures and normalization of economic activity. The Investor Service expects the country to experience robust growth of 4.5% this calendar year, followed by another year of above-normal expansion of 2.7% in 2022, before returning to growth of around 2% in subsequent calendar years. Minister of Finance and the Public Service Dr. Nigel Clark says Moody's decision to affirm Jamaica's credit rating and outlook is demonstration of confidence in Jamaica's fiscal program and the resilience of the local economy. Prime Minister Andrew Holness echoes the sentiment, saying it is owed to the fiscally responsible posture Jamaica has taken during the pandemic.
This is no ordinary feat when compared to the rest of the region and Jamaica's recent history.
He says the government has been careful to ensure that while it responds to the social security needs of citizens and continues important infrastructure developments, it does not undertake wanton spending.
If you spend more now in Jamaica's fiscal profile and situation, it is likely that you will not be able to spend when future unexpected shocks occur. So whatever we are going to spend, it is what is within our threshold that will not place us into fiscal risk.
The Prime Minister was speaking on Wednesday as government signed a contract with China Harbour Engineering Company Limited, CHEC, for the Montego Bay Perimeter Road project. Its construction is fully funded by the Jamaican government at a cost of $274.5 million. The Forestry Department and the National Road Operating and Constructing Company, NROC, has signed a memorandum of understanding to reforest land in St. James to restore tree cover that may be affected during the construction of the Montego Bay Perimeter Road project. Managing Director of NROC, Stephen Edwards, says the MOU creates a framework that will ensure there is no net loss of tree cover when the road infrastructure project comes to fruition. NROC will provide the lands for replanting, while the Forestry Department will provide tree seedlings and technical expertise to guide the planting and maintenance activities. It is anticipated that the agreement will ensure that the impact on the 62.5 hectares of forest due to the road construction is mitigated through phased reforestation. CEO and Conservator of Forests, Ainsley A. Henry, says the tree cover to be established will undoubtedly lead to the regeneration of ecosystems and offer havens for biodiversity. Locals and visitors to the island now have access to a mobile app that provides information on various licensed and COVID-19 compliant tourist entities within the 6 resort areas. The Explore Jamaica app was launched by the tourism product development company TPDCO on Wednesday. In a video message to the virtual launch, Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett applauded TPDCO for the initiative. He says this is a timely development as the ongoing pandemic has made access to information become even more important.
There's an increased reliance on retrieving detailed information about a destination prior to finalizing travel plans. This makes it important that we remain relevant in the digital space, and for that we embrace all opportunities such as this enhanced visitor mobile app to ensure that we share timely, accurate, and up-to-date information.
The app includes features such as a travel guide with cost estimator, plus a complete travel blog to capture user reactions and comments, and allows visitors to view restaurants and shops near their place of stay. Minister Bartlett says it will also provide a technological solution to limit interactions at all ports of entry and aid TPDCO's officers in providing quick and accurate information to visitors.
The annual cost for the maintenance of this app is approximately $500,000 Jamaican, plus the cost associated with the use of our highly skilled internal professionals who guarantee a high-quality outcome.
The Explore Jamaica app provides information in 9 languages and can be downloaded free from the Google Play Store. It will also soon be available for iOS users. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Tourism will be establishing gastronomy tourism corridors in select areas across Kingston to leverage Jamaica's culinary tourism offerings. Portfolio Minister Edmund Bartlett says the intention is to ensure that Kingston takes its place as the mega-tourism city with food, entertainment, sports and knowledge as the center of its appeal. He made the announcement earlier this week during the launch of Jamaica Food and Drink Kitchen, which boasts a gourmet market, mixology counter, fully equipped studio kitchen and entertainment deck. Among the first corridors tapped for development is the area from Halfway Tree to Papine, where the minister points out there are more than 100 restaurants, including the Gastronomy Centre of Kingston, Devon House. He says the Linkages Network team, led by Carolyn MacDonald-Riley, will be leading the effort to build out this initiative and make it functional. New Kingston, which has several eateries, restaurants and hotels, is also tapped for inclusion in the Gastronomy Tourism Corridors initiative. The Ministry of Health and Wellness says it will be issuing new vaccination cards to members of the public who were previously issued cards with the manufacturer's information as SII. The ministry says this has become necessary as it seeks to ensure that the vaccination card contains the complete manufacturer's information and to minimize any challenges that Jamaicans may experience while traveling. Persons with the vaccination cards marked SII are to take their current cards to a permanent site listed on the ministry's vaccination web portal, vaccination.moh.gov.jm, to receive an updated card. In the meantime, the ministry continues to administer the AstraZeneca and Johnson & Johnson vaccines to persons 18 years and older. The Pfizer vaccine is available to children 12 years and older, as well as persons 50 years and older. On Wednesday, government also received 200,000 doses of the Sinopharm vaccine from China. Jamaicans are encouraged to become vaccinated in order to protect themselves from severe illness, hospitalization, and death related to COVID-19. And finally, the states of emergency SOE recently established in 7 police divisions will end this weekend. A motion to extend the SOEs until February 2022 was approved in the House of Representatives on Tuesday, but it was not passed in the Senate as the 13 government members voted in favor while 3 members of the opposition voted against. 5 senators were absent. The SOEs were declared on November 14 for the tri-parish areas of St. James, Westmoreland and Hanover, as well as specified sections of Kingston and St. Andrew. Leader of Government Business in the Senate, Kamina Johnson-Smith, classified the outcome as a sad day for the people of Jamaica, especially those living in communities covered by the SOEs.
We convey our apologies to the security forces who recommended and who have been utilizing the space and who had hope that the debate today would rise to the level of reason and regard for the professional advice given and the realities on the ground. But it is what it is. We have reached where we are, and I only regret that as leader of government business, that the Senate has not delivered a better result to the people of Jamaica today.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
The Education Ministry is increasing support for children in many areas. Today we highlight some of the efforts being led by entities such as the CPFSA and the OCR.
According to the late civil rights activist Nelson Mandela, all children are our greatest treasure. They are our future. Those who abuse them tear at the fabric of our society and weaken our nation. Our Ministry of Education, Youth and Information knows this all too well. It's why an arm of the ministry, the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, along with other children's rights groups, are working to create a world-class childcare sector.
Fundamentally, it is our duty to protect the rights of all children in Jamaica. But more importantly, children in our custody, we have a higher duty to them.
One of the actions being undertaken to safeguard children in state care is the decision to audit all private and government-owned children's homes and places of safety.
We're going through the process of having the auditors go into the homes to look at how they're managing their finances, how they're taking care of their children in terms of nutrition, in terms of education, in terms of the environment the children live in terms of the human resource requirements of these homes.
The facilities in state homes will also be upgraded.
We have commissioned several internal and external safety reviews and audits to assess the current facilities, including any safety or security concerns, and are making recommendations to central government to make improvements.
In addition to delivering fire safety training to staff and wards in children's homes, $40 million has been earmarked to upgrade fire safety equipment over a 3-year period. The work has been completed at 15 homes, while another 15 are being undertaken.
We're also exploring the concept of installing solar energy solutions in some of our homes. This concept paper is being prepared by the CPFSA and being disseminated to the public to see what interest they are in providing the solutions.
Another safety measure by government is the implementation of a program dubbed From Crib to Loving Arms, which will ensure that no child under 3 years of age ends up in state care.
A child 0 to 3 requires a significant amount of attention and care and love. And based on all the studies that have been done globally, a childcare facility is not the best place for a baby. We believe that the capacity exists within the foster care system, within the system where persons who are prospective adopters, to place that child in the arms of a loving family.
The project is far advanced.
The plan has already been drafted, and it is now on its way through the system to go to cabinet to ensure that we have the support of the executive of the country.
150 additional social workers are to be employed by the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, to meet the growing needs of the sector. A partnership has also been formed with the Heart NSTA to provide training and certification for staff members working in residential care homes. In a landmark move, a cabinet submission has also been done to amend Section 24 of the Child Care and Protection Act to remove the discretion of judges to place children in penal institutions via correctional orders without charge. Instead, the appropriate psychosocial intervention will be utilized to reform these children rather than placing them in a facility with hardened criminals.
Not every child who goes before the courts is a criminal. Some of them are runaways, which is not a crime. Some of them are truants from school, which is not a crime. Some of them are engaging in certain physical behaviors with other children, which is not a crime, depending on the circumstances. CPFSA has a first responder program, which is a rapid intervention program that attends to the psychosocial needs of children who are either directly impacted or witness to a major event such as accidents.
The First Responder Program is manned by the Mobile Mental Health Unit of the CPFSA, which comprises 2 social workers and 4 clinical psychologists. The team services more than 1,500 wards of state within residential childcare facilities. Additionally, a plan of action is being crafted to deal with children who are working on the streets. And the Maxfield Park Children's Home in Kingston is slated to be transformed into a model child care facility.
Jamaicans would be aware that the Maxfield Park Children's Home is one of the more challenged homes because it has some of the more challenged children. Along with building a therapeutic center there, it is the medium-term objective to build a center of excellence at that home, which will be defined as the best childcare facility in Jamaica.
A mass quarantine facility has also been modified at the former Windsor Place of Safety in St. Anne.
We have been working really hard to improve the system. Myself, the CPFSA, persons from civil society, the police. But we cannot do it alone. Unless we have the cooperation of every single member of Jamaican society, we will not be successful in protecting our children. 1-888-PROTECT. Call us, let us know if you see anything, if you hear anything, if you know anything. Protecting our children is our duty.
There's a deep interest in providing psychosocial care for our youth. One channel through which this is being facilitated is the CPFSA's mobile unit, dubbed the Smiles Mobile. With it, the agency is driving through the nooks and crannies of Jamaica, aiming to bring a smile to a child's face. Here's more.
On the outside, it looks like any regular 30-seater coaster bus. Once inside, you quickly realize that there's more that meets the eye. Welcome aboard the CPFSA Smiles Mobile. The Smiles Mobile is a retrofitted 30-seater coaster bus. On board we have 2 confidential counseling areas where both officers sit. We have refrigerator and microwave on board. We have a sink area for the kids to wash their hands. We have filing cabinets where we store our files. The main objective of the Smiles Mobile is to screen those children who fall within the child protection system. And so we carry out our screening and interventions right across the length and breadth of Jamaica. Today we've joined the CPFSA Mobile Mental Health Unit at one of their sessions at the Glen Hope Nursery in Kingston to witness how the Smiles Mobile provides a convenient and confidential safe space for these wards of the state.
Welcome. Come on in and have a seat. Today we're going to be doing some coloring. The children love the bus. When we visit the facilities, they're very excited. As you can see, it's very colorful, it's child-friendly, it's air-conditioned, and so it's a lot of comfort for them. And we provide this safe space for them so they can come on and express themselves, and we provide the necessary interventions as well.
All children within the state's care should be screened on an ongoing basis, and so we screen children on an ongoing basis. We have our regular screening where we screen selected facilities based on presenting issues, and we also from time to time have to respond to matters that are current in the news. So say for example a child was affected by crime or violent situations, we will go in and screen and do our interventions. We use several screening tools or instruments. One of our main screening tools from it was established in 2013 have been the Strengths and Difficulties Questionnaires, the SDQ. We also have an internally developed mental health screening tool, and this is a structured clinical interview that we do with each child. And we have several instruments from time to time to screen for anxiety, depression, and several other mental issues. Our interventions are informed by our screening results, and so from time to time we may have to have interventions with the staff. We have psychoeducational interventions with staff, to enhance their capacity to deal with the children that we have, and sometimes we have individual interventions with the children on board, of course, and we also have group modality intervention.
The Mobile Mental Health Unit currently uses 3 SMILES mobiles to provide therapeutic services to the 52 government and private childcare facilities across Jamaica. Over the years, they have made progress and are seeing great results.
Well, we have seen a lot of positive results where when we do the screening and we identify the issues and we provide the interventions, we see where it has helped them greatly, where children have gotten better grades in school, there are less issues within the facility in terms of behavioral challenges and mental health issues. So the interventions have been really helpful.
And that's all we have for you today on the CPFSA SMILES Mobile. Our tour of the bus ends here, but its journey continues, bringing smiles and much needed therapeutic support to children in state care.
Some children are faced with physical challenges that can often take a toll on their general outlook on life. Next, we share the story of Therese Braham, who was diagnosed with cerebral palsy as a child. We'll show you her early coping strategies and fight for survival.
Diagnosed with what is called cerebral palsy. It is something that affects your your system on a whole, so the ability to talk may be affected, the ability to walk. So you have mild, severe, and moderate. So I'm diagnosed with what you call the mild. In my earlier years, I started out attending school at the Oak Valley School Experimental. At that point, I was using a walker. So I used to push it and then step with it. However, I was walking on my toe point. So about at the age of 12, Surgeon Golin, with the consent of my mother, did a surgery, hoping to have me standing up straight and being independent somewhat of the walker. However, the surgery did not go as we would want it to go. So my limbs became weaker and I ended up in a wheelchair. Well, growing up at first, like any other child, you'd wonder, why is it I'm not walking as a normal child would? As the years go by, you started to say, no, but I want to be able to do this, do that. However, the Mona Rehab Center provided a place for you where after a while you stop looking at that because you saw other persons who had similar disability like yours or even more severe, and we were all taught to do stuff. I moved on to Mona High School. After leaving high school, I wanted to do something with myself because sitting home was not me. And I was the type of person where I want to go out, so guess what? I need to support myself because as much as I love my parents, I was of the fact, one day they're going to be retiring. Then my head goes back, what is going to happen to me when my mother retires? So of course, and I had the family support, they said, okay, go and get a skill. I enrolled in Abilities Here, September 99. I did a 2-year course in data operations, level 1 at the time. About April, before I graduated 2001, I said, but if you're serious about not going home, you need to start sending out applications. And of course, Abilities was one of the places I sent an application to. So July 7th of that year, I started working here. Well, my disability has taught me that when it says the sky is the limit, it is. There are times when you're going to fall, but what is to stop you from rising? And one of the ways that my disability has taught me, and even some disabled association that I am affiliated with, like the Combined Disabilities Association and even Abilities here, they have allowed me to go on exchange programs where you go and you interact with persons with other disabilities outside of Jamaica and even in Jamaica. And I have learned so much. I am able to speak about my disability. I have accepted that this is what I have. And it has also taught me that, guess what? I am sitting with cerebral palsy, but I'm not wasting my time. I'm molding other lives. I'm helping other persons to believe in themselves, to go out, because there are things I want to achieve and I feel I'll achieve them. They will come with little obstacles, because I'm not going to tell you that it's all good. And even my job here, it tells me if I quit, I'm saying to those that I've taught before, you can quit too. So there are times where we need to wipe the fears off and go again. Children with disabilities, whether you have CP or not, I strongly believe that you have a purpose. God has something for you to do. Because if somebody had said to me, you would be teaching, and I say, really? If somebody had said to me, you'd be traveling to the various countries that I have been, I'd say, really no. I am saying to you, go out there and believe in yourself. It's going to be hard. And there's going to be days when you don't even want to see a soul, you don't want to hear anything. But after a while, shake that off and look at the good about you. Look at yourself first. What is it that you love about yourself? And once you can find one thing that you love about yourself, maximize on it and go for it, and the rest is history. Put it behind you and don't let anything stop you. My past managing director told me, life for us is a show, because he also has a disability. And whenever you get up in the morning, you have to be ready for the stage. Because the stage is ready for you, whether you're ready for it or not. Nothing can keep you down unless you want it to keep you down.
Much of today's discussion have been centered on providing help for our nation's children. We continue the discussion by examining more being done to support and assist the nation's children, all in an effort to help make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. Government rolls out National Coding in Schools program. The recent launch of this program will benefit 400,000 students from grades 1 to 13, along with 15,000 teachers in public schools across the country. New classroom block built at Black River High School. Students and teachers at the institution now have access to an additional 4 classrooms and staff room on the new block, which was constructed at a cost of $20 million. The structure is expected to help ease overcrowding at the school. Sixth form pathways. Government has implemented a compulsory sixth form pathways that will better prepare students for higher level academics or entry into the workforce. Interactive classroom systems. Students from 2 schools now have access to the Huawei Idea Hub interactive classroom system. It supports online or remote learning by facilitating intelligent collaboration and other features such as intelligent writing, high-definition video conferencing, interactive whiteboarding, and wireless sharing. There isn't much time left in today's show, but there's far more government initiatives in place aimed at protecting our Jamaican youth. Catch some on our YouTube channel. Do also stop by the JIS Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. And after that, visit our website for more insight and information. As always, thanks for sticking through the Jamaica Magazine. And we're now working on tomorrow's package. From all of us here at the JIS, I'm Audrey Williams. See you soon. This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.